Hi everyone, so today we have invited Simon here to talk to us about the societal perceptions on Hong Kong public housing. So thank you for coming, Simon. Yeah, so what do you think of what is the biggest difference you think exists between public housing and private housing in Hong Kong?
I think most people live in public housing probably less financially good uh, than the general public, than people living in the private housing.
Okay, so actually 50% of the Hong Kong population stays at public housing. So the government has addressed this issue and tried to make it very affordable for a lot of people. So would you think that only the poor stays at public housing, or do you think that middle class stays there as well?
I think people living in public housing are not necessarily less educated because, first of all, for some middle class people, they probably will think actually living in public housing can save them more money, so they can spend the money in somewhere else. And also, we also have to remember the fact that there is currently one legislator who actually lives in public housing. So I think it's a wrong conclusion to have that people living in public housing are less educated or even so-called uncivilized.
Okay, so in that sense, do you feel that Hong Kong, you encourage Hong Kong people to apply for public rental housing, or do you encourage them to go for private housing if they have the ability to afford it?
I think if we have enough resources to make people live in public housing, actually I would encourage people to live in public housing because in that way people would have more money to spend elsewhere on education or on their entertainment. Because if you live in private housing, the cost of the rent is really a very huge burden on people, and normally people live in private housing will have so much money to spend elsewhere, and their living quality actually will be lowered by living in private housing.
Right, that's so true. But there's an eligibility that says that only people that earn less than 16,000 Hong Kong dollars a month can apply for public rental housing. So some people actually got their rent, like they asked for like a lower salary from their boss so that they can apply for public rental housing. What do you think about this?
But I think loopholes exist in every policy, so it's a job for the government to develop an appropriate policy to avoid as many loopholes as possible. But I think it's not really a concern about the general public. For those people who would like to ask for a lower salary in order to satisfy the condition of public housing, that's their choice. And I think in a free society, we should respect their opinions and their choices.
All right. Thank you very much for the time.